All right. I'm here today to unbox some Heimdallr dice that I ordered. They're metal dice. Um, Pretty cool little website I learned about from a YouTube video that I will link in the description if I remember. Um, First thing I want to say is that they were packaged really well. They come themselves sort of individually wrapped in these neat little like baggies. The box itself was well packed. Um, we'll get to the packaging in a second as far as the individual cases go. But on the shipping manifest, you can see they include a nice little thank you note. It says, "Thank you, Austin." I can't fit it all on screen, but it does say "Thank you, Austin" from Josh, which I think is cute. Gives you a little, lets you know that you're working with real people, which is always nice. So, first one I'm going to be opening up is the Prismatic Dragon set, I believe. Yep, Prismatic Dragon. As I mentioned, there's some interesting packaging stuff going on here. So they obviously have the Heimdallr logo right there. It comes in this nice, neat little metal tin. On the back, we have a little character sheet, little D&D like monster sheet stats, which is neat. Apparently, this has an AC of 20, which is pretty wild for something with zero dexterity. Must be some heavy armor. Let's take a look at the dice themselves. So I'm going to try to slip this off. There we go. It does slide right off, so you don't have to rip it. So that's nice. And here's the case in its entirety. It's got the Heimdallr logo on the front. It's actually embossed, which is cool. It's got like a nice tactile feel to it. Even the letters, well, that's some really good attention to detail. The bottom's got this little lip here so that you can, I guess so it doesn't make like a hollow sound when it touches the table. When we pop it open here, let's see. We've got a little business card, a little Heimdallr business card. Our goal is Our goal is that you are 100% satisfied with your product. If not, let us know, and we will do our best to make things right. That's one thing that they're really big on over at Heimdallr, it seems, is customer satisfaction. These dice, while they're not the most expensive, metal premium dice on the market, they have a premium price to them. And it's nice to see that they take such good care of their customers. They have, my understanding, is some kind of replacement plan if your dice, if one of your the dice in your set chips. They also have this Heimdallr, which is like a reward program that they do, which is pretty neat. Inside they have a microfiber cloth. That's good for cleaning these things because they're going to get gunky on your hands while you're playing D&D. Ooh, and I see these off screen, and they're already really neat, but I don't know if they're going to show up on camera. So, first off, they have a fairly nice, like, felt interior to hold the dice. They have these, like, shaped little holes that are common to most metal dice sets nowadays, like premium ones. I'm not a huge fan of these. I kind of hate getting them out of here because I got bigger, meatier hands. But, oh wow, that feels great in the hand. So, here's a first look at the Prismatic Dragon. It's kind of this like rainbow on black situation. And the first thing you notice is obviously the heft of the metal die, but also there's just a really interesting tactile feel on the D20. There's sort of a indentation around the triangle of the face of the dodecahedron, and then the number is embossed up from there. So you just get this really pleasant feeling, being able to differentiate between the numbers there. It's a little sharp on the edges or on the vertices, but that's real pretty. Shows up pretty good. Hopefully it shows up on camera as well. I don't think I would have any issues seeing this when I'm rolling. Maybe if it was dark, I might have some trouble, but let's roll it. Okay. So yeah, it's funny. I can see it perfectly well that's a 16. And I think you can see it on camera as well, but I think it took a little bit to adjust the lighting. But yeah, that's pretty neat. It's got a good sound. Yeah, nice. These are great. Okay, sweet. So that was the Prismatic Black. Okay, moving on here. We are going to take a look at the Frost Eater. Now, this was a really cool one I remembered seeing on the video I watched. And it's sort of what inspired me to want to get these dice. So I'm a fan of blue. It's my favorite color. So it looks like the backing here is the same for all of them. It just says metal dice. So would have been cool to see some maybe unique little character sheets for these guys, but not a big deal. Once again, comes with a microfiber cloth, business card. Oh yeah, these are these are pretty. Okay, so we have here the Frost Eater, which is this sort of silver on blue. And the blue has this like dragon scale texture to it. I believe the Prismatic Black does as well. It's just a lot harder to see without getting too close. But wow, these are wonderful. Another thing that I forgot to mention on the last one is these do, for the 20, they do have the Heimdallr logo. Some people like that, some people don't. Doesn't matter much to me. If you either think it's going to be 1 or it's going to be 20, and you know it's not 1, so you know it's 20. Otherwise, same situation where this has the very good like tactile feel to it. The indentation and embossing of the letters, or Jesus, the numbers. And wow, that is so pretty. Much easier to see than the Prismatic Black for sure. I mean, you're not going to miss this even in the dark. And let's roll it. It's got a great sound. Shows up pretty great on camera. Wow, that's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. All right, that is the Frost Eater. Okay, next up we're going to be taking a look at the Star Drake. Similar to the Frost Eater, except this one is gold on blue. So with the Frost Eater, the silver kind of pops a little bit better on the blue, making it a little bit easier to see. On this guy, the Star Drake, though, I love personally the color combination of blue and gold. Gold and purple, too, is a great combination for me. Very regal. I'm a big fan of that. But yeah, this is just a beautiful die all around. Let's take a chance to take a look at the other dice in this set as well, not just simply the D20s. So, dig around here for a second. Once again, I'm really not a huge fan of these little felt guys holding situations, because as you can see, I mean, you gotta really get in there, kind of stretch it out to pull it out. I find that they end up just getting ruined most of the time anyway, or you just put them in a dice bag, but for shipping purposes, I could definitely see their appeal. I can't even get the D4 out, jeez. Okay. And the D6. Okay. So, starting with the D12. Great looking die. Love that. These ones aren't too sharp either. The other one, I believe the Prismatic was pretty sharp on the edges. There's also some little wear on the corner there. I don't know if you can see that. I'm not sure if that's intentional. It looks like it is. Yeah, it looks like they're intentionally sort of pre-worn. Maybe they're like gravel tumbled or something to help chamfer some of those vertices. But yep, there's the D12. Come on down to the D10, or the percentile D10. I really like the thick sort of banding in the center of the D10 here. And just a little, just putting their own little touch wherever they can on these. I really appreciate it. It's also super reflective, which is cool. God, these are so pretty. Okay, let's take a look at the normal D10 non-percentile. So there we are. Same kind of situation here. Okay, the D8. This has got a decent feel to it. It actually, for some reason, I'm not a huge fan of this D8. It kind of feels a little more square than I'm used to in a D8. Maybe I'm just losing it, but it doesn't quite have like the length of the, I forget what you would call this, like a rhomboid or something, or whatever the diamond shape is called. But it doesn't really have that extra length in there. It's pretty even, so it kind of makes it a little hard to hold on to. And that being combined with the fact that it's metal can definitely, I think, cause some slippage. Once again, not too sharp, although this one is a little sharper than the D12 or the D20. D6, that's just a good looking die. Very sharp corners on this one. Very, very sharp corner as well. But yeah, that's a good looking die otherwise. Wow, I love the negative space, the blue there. And last but not least, the D4. Some people don't like the kind of like the weird fonts that are used for the numbers here. I'm not a huge fan of the 4, but I mean, as long as it doesn't cause confusion at the table or in the game, it should be fine. I mean, none of these numbers look remotely similar to each other. Maybe the 2 and the 3 a little bit, but you know, you're gonna pick the die up anyway and go, oh, it's a 2. Or if you're like some of my players, you're gonna go, oh, it's a 4. Haha. Here's another issue I always have with these. So I have a goldfish brain, and my memory is terrible, and I can never quite remember which which one of these little holes is supposed to take which die. The D20 is usually fairly easy to figure out, but I generally have to pop open another one and take a look at the contents of it to sort of remember which felt hole fits which die. What I'll probably do, and I might make a video in the future of having done this, is I'll probably design and 3D print a plastic die box for all of these, with sort of this, this countersunk die hole, and I think that'll be a lot easier, especially if I put some little, holes to allow for you to pick the die out. But yeah, I'm not a huge fan of these felt ones. So I'm going to put this away and get out the next one. Okay, this next one is the Stormmaker. The code says gold black. So let's take a look and see if that is indeed what we're working with here. I have a feeling it will be. There we are. Black and gold. Now, that is a great color combination. Shout out to the Steelers fans. I'm not one of them, but they do have a good color combo. So let's take a look here at the D20. Oh yeah, that's wonderful. That looks great. I mean, again, it's hard to sort of tell, but it does have the dragon scale pattern there behind on the black. And it just feels wonderful in the hand. It seems like there is some pretty significant differentiation on how sharp the different dice are. This one feels perfectly fine in my hand, but some of them have not. And that might be kind of a bummer, especially if you're trying to roll multiple dice at once. It can feel kind of bad. But yeah, these are just absolutely gorgeous. Definitely going to be using these. Good for like a, I don't know, like a bad guy, or I guess maybe like a Oath of Vengeance paladin might use these. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I think the D12 on this one looks great too. Just love that. I love the negative space around the number. It's really helps the number to pop. And when you roll this, I mean, they've got a great sound. All of them so far have had a great sound. But it's very obvious from far away on these what number you've rolled, so there's no chance of getting anything mixed up, which I really appreciate. Okay, moving on. And last but not least here, we have the Lord of Dragons set. Now, since I'm a master of foreshadowing, some of you may not have picked up on the fact that I mentioned that I love purple and gold color combo. But here it is. Lord of Dragons. LOD. OG Yu-Gi-Oh card. Now, yeah, that's the kind of purple and gold. It's a little pinker than I hoped it would be. I was kind of hoping for like a little bit of a darker purple, but that's probably just to differentiate this guy from their black and gold set. But yeah, overall, very happy with this. Great sound on the roll. Very visible, very readable. The numbers are kind of big enough for, you know, as those of us who play D&D are getting up in age. I'm sure there are people who've been playing D&D a hell of a lot longer than I have. I kind of appreciate the larger print here on the dice. And I really appreciate that they're embossed and not, I guess, what is the word I'm looking for? Inscribed? I use it in 3D modeling all the time, but I cannot remember the name of it. But I like that they're embossed. It helps them to sort of pop a little more off of the canvas. It definitely makes even ones like the black on black set or the rainbow on black set, I guess, very visible, very, very easily readable. But yeah, so that's been all of my Heimdallr dice. If you like them, pick them up. I'm sure the name of the I'll put the name of the company in the title of the YouTube video. This has been Austin, and thanks for sitting through my dice unboxing and review. Have a wonderful day.